Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars are coming soon to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and this major crossover event will introduce Battleworld into the franchise. While fans suspect that the comic series that will be adapted in the MCU will be the 2015 version of Secret Wars, we need to go back to the beginning and talk about the original Secret Wars event from 1984. The Secret Wars event began in each individual hero's respective series, like Amazing Spider-Man, Uncanny X-Men, Iron Man, etc. Each hero encountered a massive ring that mysteriously appeared in Central Park, and that instantly transported them to a place called Battleworld. Battleworld was first seen in the comic book Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #1, published in January 1984, and remained the main location for the following 12 issues. The main characters in this story are the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four. In the Avengers, we see Steve Rogers as Captain America, the Mighty Thor, Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel, Jen Walters as She-Hulk, Janet Van Dyne as the Wasp, and Clint Barton as Hawkeye. Bruce Banner as Hulk, Jim Rhodes as Iron Man, and Peter Parker as Spider-Man were not in the Avengers at the time, but appeared as allies. In the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic, the Thing, and Human Torch show up, but not the Invisible Woman. From the X-Men comics, we see Colossus, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Professor X, Rogue, Storm, Wolverine, Lockheed, and Magneto, who fights alongside the X-Men this time. In Battleworld, they discover they have been kidnapped along with several villains by the Beyonder to fight each other on this planet. The Beyonder wanted to see who would win in a fight of good against evil. The independent villains summoned by the Beyonder are Carl Creel, or Absorbing Man, Victor Von Doom, or Dr. Doom, Otto Octavius, or Dr. Octopus, Amora, the Enchantress, Nathaniel Richards, or Kang the Conqueror, Galactus, Curtis Connors as Lizard, Owen Reese as Molecule Man, and Ultron. The Beyonder also kidnapped the Wrecking Crew, a team of villains led by Dirk Garthwaite, also known as the Wrecker, including Elliot Franklin, or Thunderball, Brian Kalusky, or Piledriver, and Henry Camp, also known as Bulldozer. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #1 was not only the first time readers saw Battleworld, but also the first time they met the Beyonder. He's a childlike and curious member of the vastly powerful Beyonder race. Having observed Earth, the Beyonder started various conflicts to better understand humans and their morality. The Beyonder created Battleworld to serve specifically as a battleground for heroes and villains who were carefully selected from Earth to be a part of his personal experiment. Battleworld was a patchwork planet constructed by the Beyonder using pieces taken from hundreds of worlds, including Earth. Some of the places taken to Battleworld are the Baxter Building, Doom Base, Yancey Street, along with alien spots like Zaji's Village. In Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #12, December 1984, the Molecule Man transported an entire suburb of Denver which had been taken from Earth back home. But Battleworld didn't end when the first Secret Wars ended. The Thing stayed on Battleworld for a while after most of the heroes and villains had returned home because he discovered he could change back to his human form there. He later came into conflict with a rebuilt Ultron and his own variant, Grimm the Sorcerer. Soon after Ben went back to Earth, Battleworld exploded. Now, as we deep dive into the 2015 version of Secret Wars, notice how this one fits better into the current state of the MCU. Instead of being an event where one of the Beyonders kidnaps characters and takes them to Battleworld, the 2015 Secret Wars is about what happens after the Beyonders cause the end of the multiverse. This second version of Battleworld is also a patchwork planet. However, it's not made by the Beyonder. Dr. Doom builds the planet to avoid the apocalypse. The villain steals the power of the Beyonder through the Molecule Men in order to do that. Much like the first Secret Wars, the 2015 version also begins before the first issue. The events before it are told in a prelude event called Time Runs Out, seen in series like New Avengers and Miles Morales' Ultimate Spider-Man. In terms of characters, the lineup is different from the 1984 event, as it includes heroes like Miles Morales as Spider-Man and Susan Storm, the Invisible Woman of the Fantastic Four. Time Runs Out concludes Jonathan Hickman's run on 2 Avengers titles, the Avengers Volume 5 and the New Avengers Volume 3. Hickman's sagas on both end with Secret Wars. In it, the Beyonders are a race hailing from outside the multiverse. They created the Molecule Men as a decentralized bomb to destroy the cosmos. Their plan was to place a Molecule Man in each universe, then activate them all at the same time to implode the multiverse. With the Molecule Man causing incursions, Doom realized that killing the Molecule Men would only make the universe end faster, so he instead started collecting them to build a bomb to be used against the Beyonders. With the help of Doctor Strange, Doom destroyed the Beyonders and channeled their power into the last Molecule Man, Earth's Owen Reese, who gave that power to Doom. When the Time Runs Out event ended in the last incursion, only 2 realities remained: Earth 616, also known as the main Marvel Universe, and Earth 1610, also known as the Ultimate Universe. Battleworld is created in that moment by Dr. Doom, now assuming a new role as God Emperor Doom, At first, Battleworld was a chaotic place. It had no sunlight, and the survivors of the two final realities stayed in a constant state of war. Doom managed to bring order to this new world by reorganizing the world's inhabitants. He split them into several domains, which were easier for him to control in Secret Wars number 6, October 2015. Each domain was ruled by a baron or baroness, who were all appointed by Doom. For example, Brian Braddock became Baron of Higher Avalon. Doom defined the borders and made traveling between domains a crime, and Thor Kor acted as a form of police force in service of God Emperor Doom. Doom appointed Doctor Strange to be Sheriff Strange. He represented the law, commanded the Thor Kor, and acted as the ruler's right hand. Equally important to Doom was the Foundation, led by Doom's daughter Valeria. They focused on discovery and science, helping maintain progress in Battleworld. Creating and keeping Battleworld under control was indeed a nearly impossible task. Only someone as powerful as Doom could have attempted. Now that you know all about how Battleworld came to be in both versions of Secret Wars, let's take a closer look into the domains that make up Battleworld in the 2015 event. There are a total of 41 different domains that are mapped out in Battleworld, yet it is estimated that there are more domains willingly kept out of maps. Beyond Hickman's 12-issue series, several other series released around the same time were set in Battleworld and introduced new domains to the planet. We won't get into every single domain in today's video, but highlight some of the planet's most important spots. The capital of Battleworld is Doomstadt. It's where God Emperor Doom lived with his family, his wife Susan, and children Franklin and Valeria. Yes, Dr. Doom steals Reed Richards' family in his perfect world. Galactus acted as the keeper of Castle Doom there. It was also in Doomstadt that Sheriff Stephen Strange commanded the Thor Corps, and the Foundation conducted its research. Then there were domains like Spider Island, whose inhabitants included Peter Parker as Spider-Man, the Spider Queen, Agent Venom, Vision, and Spider-Woman. There was also Egyptia, a domain ruled by the goddess Khonshu. It was split between a lower and an upper kingdom, where Mark Spector became a werewolf. In the lower kingdom, mutants were used as slaves to build pyramids as part of worshipping Khonshu. The inhabitants included Wolverine, Colossus, Shadowcat, and Nightcrawler. Another interesting place was the Kingdom of Manhattan. The domain was divided into two realms. It has a half from Earth 616 and the other half from Earth 1610. The domain's baron was Black Bolt. However, on Earth 616's Manhattan, the ruler was Tony Stark, or Iron Man, while on Earth 1610's Manhattan, the ruler was Nick Fury. The domain known as the City was equally complex. Hollywood was one of several smaller domains that composed the city, along with others like Mondo City, and their main rival being Forest Hills. Its baron was Simon Williams, the Wonder Man, and it was policed by the Avengers. The list of domains and barons continues, with some standouts being Bar Sinister, ruled by Mr. Sinister, Arcadia, ruled by She-Hulk, and Hydra Empire, ruled by Hydra. In parallel series, we have some amazing domains like Weird World, where readers first meet Witch Queen Le Fay as Baroness Morgan Le Fay in Weird World number 1, June 2015, or the new Quack City domain, populated almost entirely by anthropomorphic animals, where the Vampire Slayer Blade and two anthropomorphic ducks, Dracula and Howard the Duck, battled in Secret Wars, Battleworld number 2, June 2015. Doom's Battleworld is not a simple mix between the last two universes after their incursions. Instead, it's a testament to Doom's talent and power. He was able to entirely reshape the planet born out of the combination of the main Marvel universe and the Ultimate Universe, which had no light and order at first. This reshaping, with all the new borders of domains and Doom's political organization, remains to this day the most impressive thing Dr. Doom has ever done. Let's fast forward now towards the end of the crossover now, so we can analyze the impact of the event on the overall Marvel universe, including what happened to Dr. Doom. Battleworld, also called Latverian, is the remnants of the 7th cosmos. When Secret Wars ended, a new multiverse was born, the 8th cosmos. The new multiverse was recreated based on the 7th cosmos by Reed Richards, Franklin Richards, and Owen Reese, the Molecule Man, using the power of the Beyonders in Secret Wars number 9, January 2016. Normally, when a multiverse dies and another one begins, the new multiverse starts from nothing. The 8th cosmos is the only case of a multiverse based on the previous one. The 8th cosmos and 7th cosmos are almost identical, having Earth 616 as the main universe, but there are some key differences spotted in the new multiverse. Miles Morales, his friends, and his family were all transferred from Earth 1610 of the 7th cosmos into Earth 616 of the 8th cosmos, having all their stories rewritten to have happened on Earth 616. Miles had no memories of his original life on Earth 1610 for a long time, but some memories have been triggered by traumatic events in later stories. Being a rewritten version of the previous multiverse, the incursion simply never occurred in the 8th Cosmos' version of events, although it's important to note that this has been retconned in some stories. The Beyonders also received many retcons after Secret Wars. Most notably, their motivation for destroying the multiverse has changed. In Secret Wars number 5, August 2015, it is implied they did it simply out of boredom and curiosity to see a new multiverse born. This was later changed to be a controlled restart of the multiverse to save it from Enigma, the evilest version of Nathaniel Essex, the character whose clone is Mr. Sinister in Defenders Beyond number 2. August 2022. Battleworld's creator and emperor, Dr. Doom, ended up without all of the power he grew accustomed to after Mr. Fantastic, Franklin, and Molecule Man stole it from him. Doom actually admitted at one point that Reed Richards would be a better person to oversee the construction of the new multiverse than him, in a rare moment of humility. At the end of the final issue of Secret Wars, in the new world rebuilt by the Future Foundation led by Franklin, Doom goes back to Latveria. To his surprise, however, not everything goes back to how it was. Before and during Secret Wars, Dr. Doom wore a mask at all times due to the heavy scarring and deformities on his face. Reed Richards decided to leave Doom a final gift. In a way, it was Mr. Fantastic's way of thanking Doom for his work. If it were not for Doom, everyone would have been destroyed along with the previous multiverse according to the Beyonders' plan. In Franklin's rewriting of reality to create the new cosmos, Reed made sure to give Doom a new face. Now he looked like he would have if never injured in the accident that made him start wearing a mask. Realizing how his repeated attempts to conquer the world never worked, Doom wanted to try something new in the new multiverse. He abdicated his throne in Latveria and decided to become a superhero. When Tony Stark was seemingly killed in Civil War II, Dr. Doom took over the Iron Man mantle in the 2016 series Infamous Iron Man. This development makes it even more interesting that Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Dr. Doom, since it highlights the connection between Iron Man and Dr. Doom in the comics. He would eventually go back to being the old Dr. Doom in Latveria by the 2019 Fantastic Four series, but it was still interesting to see his tenure as Iron Man that only happened thanks to Secret Wars. With Avengers Doomsday being released around the same time as Dune Messiah, the third installment of the Dune trilogy, it's interesting to highlight a little secret hiding in plain sight in the pages of Secret Wars. In the 2015 Secret Wars, Doom becoming God Emperor is inspired by the Dune series. In Frank Herbert's books, Leto II Atreides, the son of Paul Muad'Dib, was the third and final ruler of the Atreides Empire, and its first and only God Emperor until his assassination. The reference is even more obvious when we see the title of the story in Secret Wars number 2, Doom Messiah, clearly derived from Dune Messiah. The Marvel Universe and the Dune novels don't share that many connections thematically, besides the concept of a planet ravaged by war. Still, this reference is a nod from Marvel to one of the classics of the sci-fi genre. Thanks to this reference, the fact that both Avengers Doomsday and Dune Messiah will hit theaters in December 2026, only 2 days apart from each other, seems appropriate. Battleworld in the MCU may be something like we have described in today's video, but it will likely have some unique quirks to the live action. We believe fans can expect Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom to seize control of the Beyonders' powers. However, they also could swap the Beyonders for Sentry and the Void since Bob has already been introduced into the franchise. We can also expect Doom to become God Emperor of Battleworld, so we will see his rise and fall as the universe's most powerful being. After Avengers Secret Wars with the soft MCU reboot, we may never see Dr. Doom again in the franchise. However, given Dr. Doom's popularity and continued influence on Marvel Comics, it is more likely that Dr. Doom will continue to be a part of the franchise in some form. Another option would be keeping Doom around and making an infamous Iron Man project where Doom becomes the new Iron Man after being given a new face, similar to the one that Tony Stark had on Earth 616 of the 7th Cosmos. This possibility could make the casting of Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom even more relevant to the MCU's future, as Doom takes advantage of sharing Tony Stark's face. We still can't tell if Avengers Doomsday will already show some of Battleworld, or if the planet will make its debut only in Avengers Secret Wars. Battleworld is the MCU's opportunity to finally cross over some of its many projects without needing to commit to long-term shared narratives. For example, we may finally see Daredevil and the Punisher interacting with Spider-Man. We also may see Peter Parker meet Miles Morales and have 2 Spider-Men at once. Avengers Doomsday will hit theaters on December 18th, 2026, and Avengers Secret Wars will premiere on December 17th, 2027. It will be the final installment of Phase 6 and the multiverse saga of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now that you know all about Battleworld and the Secret Wars comic books, we want to know your expectations for the upcoming Avengers movies. How do you think Battleworld should be incorporated into the MCU? Who do you hope to see in Battleworld? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and remember to subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching CBR.